stuff in the store, and when you get to the register and ring it up, they tell you what your final charge is. That's what they do in court when they give you all them count 1 through 99.
Go ahead.
And you get convicted on count 1, 12, 13, 14, 22. So you get convicted on 5 different counts. It reduces your overall charge when you cash out at the sentence. It's trickery in the first degree.
I'm telling, this is crooks like no other, boy. You if you ain't up on the game, like Mark Brady used to say, man, you go in their courts and you ain't up on the game, you about to get served. You about to get served, man. And
so look,
go ahead.
Their system is in the Bible under the tribes of Judah and tribes of Levi. Their system is a levy and lien system. Levy is spelled L-E-V-I, which is the tribe of Levi. Lien is an anagram for Enlil. Right? So when they telling you whose system it is, you have no clue what they talking about. So how do you expect to defend yourself when they talk an entirely different language? All of the judges have to be accepted as an honorary member of the tribe of Judah. Because in the court setup that they give them is right there in the Bible. It's Leviticus and Judges, I believe. They tell them exactly how to set their system up. Right? That's part of their commission from Rome, because you got to remember, the Bible was not put together in America. It wasn't put together in the Middle East. It was put together in Rome. And they use different source information of the day. The Acts of the Apostles in the so-called Gospels are excerpts from a play written by a guy named Josephus Flavius. Josephus Flavius studied the first century Christian philosopher named Origen in order to create a story that became the controlling narrative of the Roman Empire in order to reach into the future. You have to go back to why Constantine said he's establishing the church to understand that it was a tool of control to begin with. And that if the judicial system is set up like in the Bible, that means it was set up by Romans. So the Old Testament was written after the New Testament to create a backstory. Right? And they had different writers who was writing all of this stuff in order to give it what they call optimum effect.
Yeah, they stole the Samaritan tablets and a book of ancient Egyptian Book of the Dead. They plagiarized those books to create that backstory.
Yeah, the Jesus story is in the Holy Drama as the rise of Isis and Horus, the return of the rightful heir to overthrow his uncle. Go back to Noble Drew Ali. He said, be careful because your uncle will sell you into slavery. It's in the Oral Statements and Prophecy. What is he talking about? Right? And I think Elijah Muhammad said something similar. They warning you about Enlil kids, the ones Yaqub left in charge, because he wasn't going to see his creation through. And how he going to make them to rule over you? By illusion. Right? And go back to the Rothschild, make everybody a worker doctrine, where he tell you about the harsh treatment, the same thing that is saying in other documents. They all tie together.
Hey, Rod, this is the last question, and this is a powerful question because I'm gonna be talking about this too. I just want to hear what you got on it. Now, I noticed too in this system, you know, they pull you in this artificial system, But to do it, most time they need you to sign your life away. They need you to agree about, like, because I know when you join the Masonic Lodge, they say, do you come on your own free will? When you join all these other satanic organizations, you come on your own free will. Now with the signature, and because they I noticed their whole system is based on contracts, and they got to get you to agree, whether it's verbally, whether it's a verbal signature, or they got to get you to sign your name. How important, or how do we avoid their system as far as the signature, and how's our signature? What do you got on the signature thing? Because I noticed that's how they pull us into this system with our signature.
How do you make a deal with the devil?
Sign on the dotted line. You know what I'm saying?
It answers itself. Because if the devil needs your consent to do devilishment to you, when you sign on the dotted line, anything he do to you is under your own free will. Because you signed the papers to prove it.
Yeah, so most of them brothers, go ahead. Most of them brothers that be going to court, man. Like I remember my cousin when he came down here from New York, right? He was from New York, and he had been up in New York all his life. That was his first summer coming down here to Louisiana, right? And he was talking all this stuff, right, about about the court, all this stuff before I got on it, right? About the how it's all commercial and this and that, right? And what I was trying to figure out is, how can you, like, if you speak up for yourself and click your heels 3 times and all that, like even if you go to their systems, to their courts, and you know the game, how do you, and they don't listen to what you're saying, or they override what you're saying, or we ain't hear him, we ain't hear what he said, he challenged jurisdiction and all this, and how do you beat that? Like, how
Look,
do you get it?
you
Go
got to
ahead.
remember, you got to remember, they already hostile to you. You don't beat it. They going to impose their will on you. But the thing is, later, they going to have to rectify it because you never consented or agreed to their jurisdictional authority. Right? But you have to know what you're doing. Most of these people send people in the court half cop, and it blow up in their face.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, as long as their system is operational, they in power. We not in power until a system fall. Until a system fall, you just have to try to avoid them at all costs. And don't sign no contracts.
So technically, the people that's in Florence, Colorado, really are prisoners of war.
At 100%.
Yeah, Doc, J. Ford, they are prisoners of war.
Yeah, but you got to remember,
even El Chapo.
yeah, but you got to also remember this: just because they a prisoner of war, don't make them less of a prisoner.
Right.
So they not gonna give a prisoner of war any air for freedom, where he can continue whatever it is that they thought was belligerent to their system.
Right.
Their system is not designed to do anything for us. They told us that in the Dred Scott case.
Damn, that's a fact too. That's a fact.
So if they system, if we don't have any rights they bound to respect, then we have to come together in sufficient enough number to exercise our rights in unity to overthrow their jurisdiction. You have to overthrow the beast on top of you. You can't tickle his belly to get along with him because he don't understand that. All he understands is I'm gonna swallow you whole first chance I get. And that's how he try to maintain his illusion of power. The power comes from the consent of the collective. And as long as people participating in all of these psyops, like the political paradigm and the entertainment paradigm, and that's the number one thing trending, you ain't ready.
Right.
You ain't ready. You got a whole bunch of people talking about they want to be free, but they really not ready.
That's right, Rod. That's the truth.
Right. Because if they was ready, they would realize that go home, sit down, take your ball and go home, you win. But they want to participate. They want to be in the middle of it. They want to referee the bullshit. I don't
Right.
want to be nowhere near the bullshit. Right? You
Man.
can't referee between two shit slingers
Right. You gonna get some shit
and
on you.
expect to keep your clothes clean. You're gonna be smelled just as much like shit as the ones that were slinging at each other.
Yeah. That's funny.
Don't go into the bullshit arenas. But you can't
Right.
tell us that because we love gossip too much. Gossip has more control over our community than actual news.
Yeah. Yeah.
In anything that's gossip worthy, we gonna ride that shit to the last juicinesses out of that gossip.
Right.
And then we gonna bring it up when some new juicy gossip come up to remind us of it. Keep you in them cycles, feeding that energy so they can suck the loosh off you. Victim mentality. Long as you stay the victim or trying to victimize people, right? You can't oppress somebody, hold somebody down unless you down there with them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? You can't get from under the oppressor if you scared to get his shoes dirty
Mm-hmm.
because his uniform is cute.
Mm-hmm.
The uniform is verification of the fraud.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right, Roy. We got to be at the 2 hour mark, man. I'm about to take it, leg it down. Hey, but yeah, we're gonna come back, man. I'm gonna get more research on this and on the Rico, and we're doing other stuff, looking into all the Chiefs cases to see where the United States corporation did fraudulent, and we know it's fraudulent all over Docs, all over Larry and Jeff Ford case. We know they framed these guys. Everything is it's all like it's just simple, like it's just out there, like it's clear as day. You know what I'm saying? So we trying to just
Look,
get the public to see it. Go ahead.
look, if our rights mattered at all, it wouldn't be so many people innocent that they don't want to let out of prison, that they know is
Right,
innocent.
right, right.
It's a whole lot of people in prison and they believe because they there, you can't be innocent. That's not true. But I was locked up with a dude in the county. I think he was like 22 years old, and they pinned a 23-year-old murder based on the pistol he had. He couldn't have committed the murder. He wasn't born yet. They knew this. They knew he, even though he had the gun, he couldn't have committed the murder. He wasn't even born yet.
Damn,
But he stayed in there fighting that case almost 2 years before I left him there in Cook
that's
County.
God, oh boy.
They kept giving him continuances because they didn't want to address the issues, knowing that he's not positive. Video. I did a whole Tupac video. So if you need me to tag you in the Tupac video that I did, it's about almost 3 hours long because I was going that way. I was dropping it because y'all don't know who y'all are. It's hard for y'all to know who we are. And so I had to expose a lot of stuff. The Tupac video originally I had to take it down because I almost got somebody killed. I had put it up a couple days prematurely, and the elders told me I had to take it down until the person that was in danger was secured. So I took it down and went on about my business. And next thing I know, they say, okay, put the Tupac video back up. So I put it back up. And it got a lengthy explanation about it. So it's called Tupac Decoded. And it's there. It's the full thing. It ain't just Tupac. See, Easy-E. I can't wait for y'all to see Easy. Little squeaky ass voice. And it's B.I.G. Oh, you thought he was dead for real? I ain't gonna get all off into all of the living dead celebrities because then I have to tell y'all Michael Jackson named David and that he hiding out from the Jewish Defense League just trying to kill his ass. And they took all his money to keep his daughter Paris from having it. But as soon as I get done kicking these motherfuckers in their ass, I'm giving her all his shit. I'm giving her all his shit.
See, he surrendered it. So he can't get it back, but she can take care of him. When he faked his death, he surrendered it because he didn't do the paperwork. The same with Prince. Prince did the paperwork, but they stole it and hid it and said he didn't do a will. He didn't need a will. Because the way that he did his paperwork, he didn't do it according to the modern judicial standard. He did it according to a higher order. So whoever he designated that his stuff gonna go to, once I get done moving this shit around on Earth, they gonna all end up with what he had earned. You're not gonna be able in the future, if a man earns something, you're not gonna be allowed to take it from him. You won't be allowed to deny somebody what they rightfully earn. Yep. Yep, Chanel, you've been with me a long time too. You one of my OG sisters. No, that video. Look, I know where the money at. I know where Tupac put the money at. I know where Biggie got his money at. I know where Easy got his money at. I know where Nipsey money at. If I know where they money at, you think I can't know where the fuck the niggas at? Because their money is easier to hide than the nigga. Tupac is in California. He left California and went on trips around the world, but he ain't never stopped living in California. He told you right in the song. I heard a rumor I died, murdered in cold blood, dramatized. Pictures of me in my final stages. You know, mama cried. That shit was fiction. Some coward got the story twisted, like I no longer existed, mysteriously missing. Then he turn around and he tell you, while you on your grind, motherfucker, I'm on my California grind, nigga. We ain't hard to find. I'm right here. Hard to find. He told you right there in the song, right before your very eyes, you won't even realize you can't see me. He been there all the time. I got you on my Tupac video. You know, if you go back, he got a song called Everything They Owe. And in that song, it started off, imagine if you can go back. You can go back and talk to the ones that came over on slave ships. The very first niggas to come over here. And then he started off, he say, back for everything they owe, no longer oppressed. So now we overthrow those who placed us in this rotten mess. But let's see if we can agree on our strategies, right? And pick our enemies derived from our own kind. We ride. So which one am out there? All right, bring me in. I'm almost done with this. And he tell you right there, you're coming back for everything they owe. Black people talk about reparations, but we're not eligible. We're not eligible because white people ain't did nothing to require them to repair us. Black people did that shit. Niggas put them motherfuckers there as pawns. They just something for you to look at so you can't see the real enemy. Nation of Islam been telling you all the time who the real enemy is. They said the white man, the devil, he was made by Yaqub. Yaqub wasn't white. Yaqub wasn't white. What about the goddamn black devils? Forgot about them? That's where the problem at. Look, I got a song inspired by Tupac I wrote. It's called From Nigga to Gorilla. I'm gonna give y'all these bars. This how we gonna end this one with these bars. They call my speech the raw truth on the street. Platinum lines heavily laced with these platinum beats. Delivery gangster with the power to teach, like a doomsday prophet when I start to preach. Open your mind and I'll touch your soul, platinum back gorilla with a heart of gold. Hand pick initiated, platinum back gorilla. I used to run the streets like the average nigga, a natural born killer like Dre and Ice Cube, little wild motherfucker breaking society's rules. The tools I used was these lefts and rights. Turn parties about the rules every Friday night. But then I learned to write. I educated my mind, converted these prophecies to some hard-ass rhymes. Read the signs, come warning the fire and brimstone. Studying secrets, still keeping the chrome. Ready for combat in the midst of war. Good against evil, trying to even the score where these demons be seeking the upper hand. Snatching souls of black folks, women and men. Struggling in a world to raise these niggas and give them military minds and call them gorillas. From nigga to gorilla. That's how I